Hello, hello, and welcome to Siren Theory, a space for women who change culture with their voice. I'm your host, Elle, and let's get into it. This is the first episode of a series that I hope will inspire you to create and connect with yourself and enrich not only your experience of life but also that of others. This is a space where thinkers, creators, writers fully believe that their creation can help change the world for the better. So, whether you're a writer, a creator, a thinker, or just someone called to speak more boldly, you belong here. Because in this here space, we are all encouraging each other to answer the call. You may know me from my work on Powerhouse of the Cell, which is a deep evolution of our work on the Spoiled Girly Support Group. And my work on both those series was a result of me answering the call. And my goal with answering the call and sharing my message with hundreds of thousands of women who listened and watched and shared my videos tens of millions of times. My goal with doing all of that was to make women feel seen, heard, and validated because at one point I felt like I was alone in these thoughts. I felt like I was alone in these experiences. And by answering the call and sharing my ideas, I found that I have never had a unique experience in my life. And even as the creator of all that content, it alleviated my sense of loneliness that only I was thinking this way. And in reality, the timing of me answering the call was not at all a coincidence. We are entering a new era where women are learning the nuance. We are learning from decades and centuries of women reclaiming their place in society, and we are now finally at a turning point. And similar to how I was called to create the Spoiled Girly Support Group, I am now being called to create the Siren Theory. And you may say that the call is just women's amazing pattern recognition, that we are picking up the trends in content creation, the trends in our collective psyche, and piecing that together and creating content that would resonate with a lot of people. Maybe it is that. Maybe it is women's pattern recognition. But still, whatever it is, we are all being called to share our ideas and turn them into influence to help others feel seen, validated, and maybe even help them get out of situations that are keeping them stuck and not enriching their experience of life. So if you have been feeling this tug to create, to write, to share, you are not alone. A lot of us have been feeling this pull, this call. So I'm so excited that you're here, and together we will all answer the call because together we will heal the world. Now, with all that being said, today's episode is about how your writing is a portal to your inner wild woman. This episode was originally a Substack article, so if you want early access to all our episodes, subscribe to the Substack on sirentheory.substack.com. Also, because we are a brand new channel, I would love it if you would like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a Siren Theory episode. And also, leave a comment below if you have been feeling this call to create, and if you feel comfortable, share what it is that you would like to create, or if you have any blocks that are keeping you from creating. As with everything in the Manifest L universe, this is a support group. This is a safe space for all the sirens who want to turn their ideas into influence. Now, with all that being said, really, let's get into it. Your writing is a portal to your inner wild woman. Within every woman, there is a wild and natural creature, a powerful force filled with good instincts, passionate creativity, and ageless knowing. Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estés. When Woolf argued for women to have a room of one's own, she wasn't just talking about physical space, she was talking about mental and creative sovereignty. Her writing desk became a portal to her own intellectual freedom. Freedom. Your inner wild woman craves freedom. Freedom to dream, to write, to create, to commune with others. Freedom to be. And on some level, we already resist, we chafe against what we have become. We live in a world that took us from the woods, the beaches, the jungle, the caves, from nature. We buckle ourselves up, we cinch, pinch, powder, puncture our way into conformity. And with each passing day we ignore the call, our inner wild woman withers. She withers but never dies. And that's the most terrible part, is that we can feel her dying. But what do? Instead of listening to her, to ourselves, we numb ourselves from feeling her decay. we doom scroll, we mindlessly consume, we argue with others pointlessly. We do everything else but the one thing that would bring her back to life, that would bring us back to life. We do everything but write, create, and express. And as a writer, I think about the times that I have suffered most, and those were the times that I created the least because I didn't have enough time, I didn't have enough energy, I didn't have enough inspiration. I just didn't create, and it was the worst periods of my life. It's almost as if silencing myself and suppressing myself was the most unnatural thing to do. And I didn't put it together until I read Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estés. And here's a quote: "Wildlife and the wild woman are both endangered species. Over time, we have seen the feminine instinctive nature looted, driven back, and overbuilt. For long periods, it has been mismanaged like the wildlife in the wildlands. For several thousand years, as soon and as often as we turn our backs, it is relegated to the poorest land in the psyche. The spiritual lands of wild women have throughout history been plundered or burnt, dens bulldozed, and natural cycles forced into unnatural rhythms to please others. Mismanaged, neglected, ignored, sidelined. No wonder I was suffering. How could I expect myself to thrive in such an environment? How could we expect any woman to thrive in an environment where her deepest needs are ignored, silenced, mismanaged, and neglected?" Some of the malevolent complex's favorite thieveries and punishments of women's creativity revolve around promising the soul self time to create, somewhere off in the foggy future, or promising that when one has several days in a row free, then the rumpus will begin at last. It's hogwash. The complex has no such intention. It is another way of suffocating the creative impulse. That era of promising ourselves, oh, I'll create later, I'll write later, I'll paint later, I'll nourish my soul later. We always tell ourselves that. I want this era of the suppression of female creativity to female suffering pipeline to be over so bad that I have created a whole content series surrounding it. And in this here episode, I'm going to share with you my plans. We all need to open the portal to our inner wild woman. Your Carmen Louise vegetable tanned leather trifle journal, your MacBook, your iPad, your voice memo app, they all become a portal to connect with your inner wild woman when you return to writing again and again to channel something deeper. It's not just where you write, it's where you summon your deepest thoughts into the world. And in the process, you open up a portal to your inner self, to your inner wild woman. Rituals open the portal. Writing is a ritual. It is built on repetition. And it doesn't matter if you think you're a good writer. If you write, you're a writer. Good enough is still good. You can build writing as a skill with enough time and practice, but that all doesn't matter unless you are writing to reconnect with your inner wild woman. To write to reconnect with your inner wild woman, it means using writing as a way to remember, reclaim, and reawaken the parts of yourself that are instinctual, untamed, and deeply intuitive, the parts that have been silenced, softened, or forgotten by social conditioning. And it's not just about grammar or form, it's about letting your words spill onto the page without shame. It's writing without censoring your desire, your rage, your longing, your magic. And when we all start writing like this, we will set each other free. And if you like today's episode and want to dive deeper on how to answer the call, I created a free masterclass called Thought Leadership 101. And in that masterclass, we talk about what a thought leader is and help you step into that identity if you do feel called to be one. That's all I have for you today. I just wanted to let you know that you can turn your ideas into influence, answer the call, and together we will heal the world. Thank you so much.